I don't know. Like I'm looking at all of these heroes and like all of their setup and everything, and it's all based around this gyrocopter. It's all predicated on CDR having a good game. I feel that's a lot of pressure. I feel that's a tricky kind of condition to work around. Something like
it's some pressure, but I'd also say supports that are. You're mentioning gyrocopter, but I think gyrocopter is going to be key for mid game. But I think if the supports can set up their cores correctly and get themselves together, that's when maybe they can fix the Pangolier lane that we expect to go Lina's way to open up the map where Tide is normally quite passive, right? So I think it is going to be the supports for the early game, and then how does Gyrocopter utilize his farm, because we're expecting him to free farm, especially when he's laning into a Tiny and a Tide Hunter, like double melee. You're not really going to get like Gush, Ava tossed back and die from your position, I would like to think. So Gyrocopter should farm, Sven should farm, the carries on both teams should have a good time, and yeah, I think supports in the early game will be quite decisive.
They're not going to find anything.
They find anything.
They run back
into a pause. Nice.
Big pause. Well, this will give them a chance to check the stream and see where everybody is, which is really important.
Reason. Oh, that's so formal. Reason ping.
I like to think he's got like an Excel document of all the possible reasons listed.
Just copy paste it.
Pastes them across. Yeah.
He's not bound to a macro.
Yeah. Misclicks in a fire, just ends up saying like reason ping 20 times. Reason toilet, reason toilet, reason toilet. I like Jing's name, Jing.bot in brackets easy. I feel like that sometimes. How are our lanes going to go? In the middle lane, we've got the Lina versus a Pangolier. I do feel like Pangolier might take a little bit of a beating, at least early on in this lane. Have a ton of resources to be able to survive super well against a Lina early on. He is never going to be in range for that shield crash.
Yeah, for Neon, the way I see them playing out this game is they need to be able to set a little bit of pacing early on, because I mentioned how there's going to be a lot of farm for Radiant, and if they are hitting that stride of farm, then you don't really want to drag the Centaur, who's got a Veil, for example, into like multiple fights. Like he'll join one fight, but then he really wants to secure his blink to then break open the map. As Sven, he buys what, Mask of Madness, maybe some Echo, he wants some like Ag, like he wants a lot of items. He'll still poke his head into a fight, but he doesn't want to be dragged into fights. So I think for Neon, if they want to try and break down what is going to be this incredibly scaling lineup, they need to just force numbers into fights to then take too many. Like you want the Sven to join that secondary fight where he really only wants one, the Lina to be in 3, like that type of logic. And Neon have the capabilities for it for sure, but we'll see if they can execute on that. And
yeah, with the shout outs, by the way, he wants to shout out Pala, K, Armel,
now he's just speaking.
Yeah, Mo, Ads, Mo, D. I'm assuming these are all individual people. Maka, Supporter, Mayos, Maga, and the viewers, of course. So shout out to all those people. There's a lot of people mentioned there, but you know, his ties run deep. It was a real one.
I really hope Twitch understands British humor.
All serious.
The battle begins.
Ooh, a little bit of a rune fight all over the place right now. Carlo with the 3-man Crystal Nova. But he is going to die for it. Worth? Probably not. But you're going to start things off with the first blood. Side Hunter immediately calls out a courier for a bit of regen and a full bracer. Oh, delicious. That's going to be fun to lane into for the Sven. Honestly, that's actually really bad. The Sven is going to not feel too great about laning into the Side Hunter now, I reckon. We'll see how it goes down.
When Sven into Tangent, that never feels great, right? Like you're playing into Anchor Smash or a physical damage hero. Your Crystal Maiden has the aggressive capabilities. Is already getting run down quite a lot.
Might survive this time. Bombi, trying to look for it. To the left, to the right. Right click, comes through. Watcher taken. So
this lane's over. All right, no, don't even sugarcoat it. It's done. The CM just died twice, has no TP. Sven is playing into a Tide Hunter with a Hoodwink. Yeah, okay. Neon has just crushed the off lane.
I think Carlo crushed the safe lane, actually.
That's a good way of wording it.
Where are you going?
Sometimes you just forget you're a CM and you you run into the enemy team a few times. It happens, even at this level. So we'll see if they can kind of stabilize off the back of this. Seems tricky. And over towards mid lane, of course, we've got the Lina versus Pangolier matchup. Ken versus Yaoi. I mean, so far so good. Ken's been able to kind of hold his own in the first 2 levels at the very least. It's level 3 when things start to hurt. You get those 2 points in the Dragon Slave, and all of a sudden you're just ticking away. Did get the bottle though. Ooh, cancels the charge on Yaoi though. Yaoi with the aggression. My god, look at this guy. Just edging on the tower just to try and cancel out these bottle charges. And yeah, that's what they can. A little upset, but of course with the 2-minute runes coming up, should be able to recover provided he can get one.
He's trying to play for the knives. He's not getting any, but still just pressuring Ken the entire time. Ken is not enjoying this lane. 150 HP. He steps up for a river rune. He will die. Yeah, now Lina goes bottom. He'll then go for the top rune. That's one of those moments where if Tiny had gone mid as well, based on Centaur having a good lane top, that would have just fully removed this Pangolier from the game. But of course, Tiny kind of stuck around just a little bit top. Like, when you look at this lane top, it's a very early move to make, but that's the type of move that if you see top lane being pushed in, your position 4s can make these moves, especially because he has a windlace. Of course it doesn't happen, but small moves that Darleng could have potentially made there to just continue offsetting this already very one-sided matchup.
Indeed. Would have been difficult though, right? Because Ken was like so pushed in. Actually, I guess you're just looking for.
No, I just mean take the water in. Like, yeah, exactly. All Tiny has to do is spend 10 seconds to grab a rune.
Dragon Slave available. This should be the end for Ken. Ooh, Dragon Slave won't be enough to take him down. Will be able to survive through it for now. Honestly, that tree might have saved his life. The right click couldn't come through, so very nice Iron Branch usage from Ken. They're doing everything he can to keep himself in this lane, making the best of a terrible situation. Oh, and he's going for a bounty rune that isn't there.
Oh no. But he has the creep wave at least. Like if he'd lost his creep wave to tower or something doing this, then that's pretty disastrous. As long as Ken can get levels with a well leveled hoodwink coming in, then Ken can get back.
Sven, he's not crying, he's doing all right. He's got CS, he's got some creeps, got more than the Jark up to that at least, so didn't really get pressured from his Crystal Maiden just kamikazing in at the early levels.
It does look like the Tide and the Hoodwink didn't really opt to go for really bullying out the Sven. It was more just efficiencies of farming yourself. Have they made any stacks yet? No, they haven't.
Tide Hunter. All right.
Yeah, this guy is never leaving the offlane now.
What was that, like a 3-minute 30 morbid mark? All right, bro. Well, I mean, of course, it's still Sven, so there's always that caveat of, like, sure, he doesn't want to, but he can always go and hit neutral creeps if he needs to. The Crystal Maiden can go and rotate lane. Definitely not a terrible hero to leave the lane on early on. So, I'm not saying
I would be intrigued to know if he has boots and sticks, so he potentially, if he hits 6, could use that twin gate. When Centaur hits 6 as well, like you stampede, you kill Gyrocopter, you take top tower, like you trade your tier 1s. I can see them being able to still make moves, even though Sven hasn't. Like Sven's having a decent time. Like it's not unlimited farm, but it could have been so much worse.
Yeah, he's starting to struggle now, but yeah, pretty impressive. I'm just watching him lane, and it's like, yeah, really min-maxing. Dropping items, the stick heal, which he's getting quite a lot of because of the anchor smashes coming out. Also trying to use this level 1 stun, which he's kept at level 1 because that's the lowest mana costs, to try and secure an extra few CS. It's cute.
Supports making their moves to mid lane, trying to secure that 6-minute rune. I need to the top. All 4 supports in the game right now are posturing around the mid lane.
That's a lot
Will
of
it be top? Will it be bot?
In the mid.
Ken has level 6.
Gonna be the target. Oh, Nightfall misses the LSA. Is he going to pay the price for it? Castaway coming through as well. He's got the enchant. He's got the Blood Grenade. Takes a Laguna to the face, but if they finish off the Lina, which they will, and it'll be worthwhile. The tree does find the Enchantress, but they're going to get the return kill onto the Tiny regardless, and it's a double kill for the Pangolier in the middle lane. Struggling no longer.
Yeah, incredible stuff there from Ken. I think this has been such a difficult lane for him, but to make sure that he, you know, kept up relatively well for CS. He's only 3 CS down on a lane where he's been holding. He's been holding up to like 150 HP the entire time, pretty much. Keeping up the levels, keeping up just enough farm. Of course, LSA missing hurts him a lot, but.
Beat down the bottom side. The squirrel is unfortunately going to get consumed.
Wait,
wow, really leaving the kill there. I mean, I'm surprised.
Pretty much everyone in chat, if they were CM, would have just taken that kill. Because what if they escaped? That would be the logic used. I mean, that's the logic I use as well. So, I mean, would you rather them escape or... Oh, and the Tide's courier dies, but he already had the Vlad, so no crazy items getting stopped there. And it looks like Raven and the Centaur, we haven't really spoke about him much. Both teams getting 1 Wisdom Rune, but yeah, Centaur looking for the Blade Mail rush. Into that Gyrocopter, into the uncontrollable damage of Barrage, the cooldown on the Flak Cannon. Flak Cannon is probably the most controllable of the 3, but that Blade Mail could pack quite a punch if used correctly.
Oh, Ken does get moved upon. Jing manages to find the rotation, connects well with Pango, and they will be able to grab that kill.
Ben had like a moment, it's like, oh my god, this lane's good now, and then just dies. Like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Forgive me, I got carried away.
Ooh, Densanity with a very good TP out on the bottom side, realizing the danger that Castaway's Pigeon was causing to him. That guy closes the gap. The Whirlwind back could have been disastrous. Both the Tide and the Hoodwink ready to follow up. Didn't connect us over in the river. Stampede going to be used. Ken, unfortunately, can't quite keep up with the Stampede, so we'll just have to roll sadly back to his tower.
Well, the active rune
dodges out, but Bombi in from behind. Yowie, he got the active rune, and it was shield rune. Oh, that's really big. That might just keep him alive. Jing coming in as well. It's with the avalanche to hold them back, and Yowie will survive. Blessed rune. Someone has been
so ambitious as well. Like, he just saw the Rolling Thunder, he saw the Pango in the air, and he's still going for it. Now Ken trying to steal some stacks.
Very nicely done. Laguna Blade comes out as well. It's not quite enough damage though with the wand. Ken, he's still healthy enough. Backing himself away. They're out of spells, so going to go for the return kill onto Castaway instead. So Radiant, they do get something, but not really the big title kill they were looking for there. And Ken still just continuing to be so aggressive on the front lines here. I mean, Yowie doesn't really have the mana to keep on pushing, so maybe he does. I would say just has enough mana for it. Up the high ground. No miss for you. Ken does go down. I'm not too sure that one's worthwhile as Bombi backs himself away. Pretty poor trade in the middle lane. Yowie continuing to just blast out spells in the middle lane as fast as he can and working out for him.
Yeah, the lane is just kind of existing in the mid lane, throwing out spells, and now has the boots to travel already. So any of these side lane cores that have a stun, one stun into a Lina TP should have the damage to kill off some heroes. Of course, Tidehunter, probably not the one you really want to go on unless you have 3-4 heroes at this stage of the game. AG trying to steal out some stacks as well. But I can commend Neon for their kind of the logic they're trying to apply right now. They are trying to drag heroes into fights. They are trying to do it, but you know, Darling, they're just not really breaking the farm, right? Sven's just hasn't bothered joining a fight. Centaur's joined one that was required, and you know, Carlo's okay. Only his third death. Of course, 2 were from the first minute mark, but you can see Neon there. They're hungry to start getting aggressive, to start doing a little bit more on the map. Bringing 3-4 heroes to the mid lane now.
Starting to put the pressure on, of course, which in turn will leave PDR alone to get more and more farm, and doing pretty great. He's got a Chrysalis coming out to him already as the Stampede comes out. Ken needs to keep himself alive. The Stampede won't be enough to chase him down. He's actually going to stick around for a swashbuckle onto Jing to just make sure they can bring down this Tiny. They need the extra bit of damage. Insanity comes in on this one. The Sven, Mask of Madness and God Strength is at the ready, but cannot take down that Tidehunter. He's just too damn big.
They needed one drop of damage. I didn't catch if Stampede was still on cooldown when they were jumping in, but if they pressed Stampede and it was available,
no, he used
it was just a little bit late.
Quite get on top of him. And now the tower's gone.
Yeah, they
Nice
needed to
deny.
use it earlier if possible. Yeah. This is where things could get a little bit awkward for Radiant, as you see the map getting slightly closed out by Neon, and as soon as the Lina and the Sven start overlapping their farm, that's when some complications are going to occur. Of course, with this type of lineup, you want as many tier 1s available to keep that kind of safe farm available, and Darling, they're aware of this. They're smoked up. Blade Mail is complete for Raven. He would love to find himself a gyrocopter and just really threaten him from not wanting to press his 4-point barrage. He hasn't put a single point in Rocky yet. Wrapping around. Very defensive positioning from CDR here behind the tower.
Does he know? I don't think he does.
Until he surprise. He's right there.
They find him. Good beat death for CDR. Let's take a little bit of time to get through him. Blade Mail helping out as well. Stampede coming on down here, and Jing will finish the job by running through the guy. Insanity coming in for this one as well, looking for the +1 onto the hoodwink, and with Yowie from the sidelines, they'll be able to get that kill as well. 2 dead up in the top side and a tower to go with it.
Dire's top tower has
Yeah, nice
fallen.
moves there from Darling. There's the smoke.
Is under attack.
Nice stuff. And for CDR, he had so much patience, but then just got impatient at the very end, and that's what cost him his life. Instantly, they use that twin gate. They're wrapping behind, but Tidehunter, not the hero you want to jump. Especially based on his quick buy, he's looking to go for the pipe, the Shivas. At some point, he could be unkillable in the mid game if he has all these auras, magic resistance, physical resistance, some extra life still on his anchor smash.
So I guess the next big timing for Neon will be that blink dagger on the tide, which isn't too far away. Meanwhile, Darling, I mean, they're going for the blink on the centaur as well, but I feel like they don't need it. They've got really strong initiation with Stampede. Tiny is not really that close to blink, but again, I don't feel like it's that necessary for them.
Radiant's courier has been
I feel like for Neon, it would be nice if they could drag their gyrocopter into one fight, but because of this Blade Mail and Centaur, it does complicate things just a little bit. But it would be nice to get that Crystallis with that 4-point flat cannon. When you have so much protection in the form of Tidehunter and Pangolier in front of you, there are ways for them to just poke their head into the enemy triangle, threaten this Sven. Because right now, Sven, he's only a hammer and a recipe away from BKB if he wants to disassemble. I think as soon as he gets that, he's going to look at this gyrocopter with no problems. He's going to be able to run past this Tidehunter and not care about that, the wall that he likes to create with the fear of a Ravage. If there's a little bit of pressure on Neon to continue that aggression, they have slowed down just a little bit. They have the Diffusal Blade on Pangolier. They are smoked up. They need to find something.
They do, but what can they find? There's only a tiny under the tower here in the bottom side. Jing, not really that ideal of a target to jump here. But they do see him. Diffusal Blade comes out as well. Should just secure the kill. I like that he cancels the Rolling Thunder here. Will make the kill take a little longer, but now you can push this tower knowing that Rolling Thunder is available for you should you need it. That said, during this point, Raven has just shoved in the top lane mercilessly, so not really shoving the tower though. Meanwhile, Bombi and Castaway just really doing the damage to the tower, and the Enchantress is really delivering when it comes to the tower damage we were looking for. Like just the 3 points in enchant, that 50 bonus damage on the creeps. It is more than enough for them to threaten these towers. Very impressed.
Yeah, they're progressing that quite nicely, and they're taking 2 towers bot lane, the mid tower. They do need to crack the code of this this ancient camp area though. The fact that Sven has nearly had what 4-5 minutes now fully uncontested. He farms 2 camps, he walks to the other ancient camp, he walks back to mid lane when he gets shoved in. Like, he is fully uncontested. And Carlo, his positioning, he always is hugging this river. He hasn't really tried to join any moves. He's preparing himself to die to a smoke gank, and you can really feel the sense of, we don't need to fight, just hit the creeps, guys. You mentioned how Raven had pushed in top lane. Like, they are playing every single lane and trying to get as much economy from the map as possible, and that's why for Neon, I'm a little bit concerned that they're making more moves as 3-4 heroes there. Sure, they're taking a tier 2, but it's taking a lot out of them, and Kind of looks like Tidehunter's actually going for the pipe over the Blink Dagger. He just bought the cloak. He has the headdress.
Oh.
He's still got enough gold to go for the blink if possible, but
Nope.
he also has like recipe ready. Like he's really just in between the builds right now. We'll see which one he goes for.
He's gone for pipe. He's locked it in. Bought the,
He's locked it in?
Ring of
Okay.
Karask from the secret shop.
Maybe this is when they smoke though. They just completed Aegis on the Hoodwink. They've got the pipe on the Tidehunter. Sure, Gyrocopter still doesn't have BKB for 1,000 gold, but it's a good chance to at least start a fight.
Baiting in the middle lane, smoked up on Darleng. Anybody from Neon going to show themselves? Answer, no. They've got the Tailbear Smasher.
Yeah.
It's doing all it needs to.
They might be able to find the Sven though. They're wrapping behind the tier 1 tower top, and if Sven, again, he's been uncontested. He's been doing
Huge
the same farm
target.
pattern. He
The
might just
smoke.
get... Oh,
It pops. They don't see him.
no.
Nighttime vision doesn't give them what they need. Then narrowly gets away with walking past the entirety of Neon, other than the Gyrocopter.
I'm pretty sure Sven had shift A clicked his last like 20 moves, by the way. Like that's what he's been. He hasn't had to think for like the last
yeah.
7 minutes of the game. It's just A click 3 camps on repeat.
Yeah, he isn't even there. He's just shift queued everything. He's gone to make some noodles.
How Chad would that be if he shift queued a smoke gank? Ooh.
If we had player cams, I'm telling you, it's an empty chair.
Still never came back from that the toilet break.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom tower's going to be absolutely fine. See the odds in the neighborhood. It's got to be a temptation to go for this, surely. Carlo, Jing, Centaur, they're all here. Castaway's going to show and immediately pop the nature of the attendants, and they're like, nope. Don't want anything to do with that. A fight under the tier 1, unless we can get the immediate pick off and kill. It's not happening. They have actually blocked the
terms of
Sven's
BKB.
ancient camp now as well, so...
A bit late though. I'll be real. Like 8 minutes too late.
The
fact that it's taken that long
block.
to contest, and both teams now have BKBs on their cores. So what could have potentially been a fight pre-Sven BKB to shut him down just a little bit whilst Gyro's farming has now become Sven has a BKB and your Gyro's farmed it. So sure, Neon has stalled up the game just a little bit to get to their own timing, but at the expense of Darleng also being very happy that they got to this. And Lena has completed Aghanims, Centaur has a Blink Dagger. Like, these are big ticket items for Radiant. Tiny also completed his Blink Dagger. Like, every hero bar CM has now completed one important item that they would like to use in a key deciding fight. And Neon Smoke Up, they need to be aware of these items though. If they're not aware of any Blink Ags or anything, it could just be a disaster, thinking that they're stronger than they actually are.
Radiant are
Yeah.
scanning.
Darleng hiding under their ward. They want to play on vision. Ken pops, pinged out by JG. And in they go. They find themselves the first target of the fight. It's going to be Castaways just immediately blown up. Darleng draws first blood to Sven. Jump in on the backlines, try to take down Bombi, and will be able to do so. A couple of misses in the tree lines, but gets the job done. BKB and God Strength has been committed, and only support has been brought down. Homing missile perfectly taps the Sven as the BKB ends, but the toss back is there onto JG. No more damage available. He's just going to get shredded apart. Jing gets that kill as well. Over on the sidelines, Raven's trying to find another, but the BKB is there from CDR, and he's going to be able to get himself back. Ken TP's away, and the fight goes to Darleng.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Yes, incredibly rough for Neon. It's in theory it sounds good, right? Like you're waiting for these items, they start appearing, you start making moves on the items, but
Dire's
yeah, it
bottom
doesn't matter. Radiant are farmed now. They're in position. They had the vision as well. They had the perfect setup, and Ken, he's showing himself in the mid lane. Nice blink though.
Nice blink. God, the reactions of these players. Sometimes you find yourself thinking like, you know, I'm not so different from these guys. I make these same choices, right? And then they do something like effortless blinking away and everything. You're like, ah, yeah, okay, I remember. I'm garbage.
Sorry to hear that for you, Nomad.
Denzanity getting jumped right now. Ken and Bombi on the case. I mean, they're really not doing any damage to the guy whatsoever. Let's see if Sharpshooter will help out with that. Yeah, somewhat. I mean, they'll kill him. It's just... I don't know, go grab a snack or something, I guess. We'll be back with you in a minute. Another defusal.
Can they give it to Gyro?
Yes, they can. Gyrocopter gets a kill. 600 gold. More Castaway died elsewhere on the map.
It's only an inch. It's not as important as that really over-the-top Sven kill.
Amazing that nobody TP'd for him at any point there, but I guess they were busy killing that Enchantress. And a lot of TPs are still on cooldown if you check now as well, so... Carlo heading to the bottom side. Yaoi, Ying coming in for this one as well. The toss is there and the damage comes in. Bumpy is gone. CDR, he actually looking to hold his ground here. I mean, he's still got that BKB available, and with the Stampede coming out, they're just looking to kind of poke and prod on the side of Darleng. They don't really want to commit to this one. Ken, they back himself away, and now the BKB is committed, and now they back themselves away. TP out from CDR, just looking to try and save Ken's life. That's all it is, but it won't be enough. The return is there to deal the damage to the Pangolier. And that's 2 down on the side of Neon. Just a very, very messy fight. Like they were just really stuck in there. They could not get their Pangolier out safely.
Yeah, just overstayed their welcome. Like they get the Sven kill, they take a lot of time, but then they try and go for the 21-minute Wisdom Rune. It just, you know, fighting off a little bit more than they could chew. That's the phrase. And yeah, I feel for Neon, they need to try and make some of their own choices in this game. Like, and actually act on them, right? Like they're smoking to bot lane, they're running to vision, they're chasing a Sven who's out of position. Like they're yet to make a move, which is like, we make this move and we will result in a tower, or we will result in a Roshan, or like they know like an event will occur if they win. Like right now, it just feels like they're kind of playing in the moment and hoping things start aligning for them. And they are strong, they have the damage.
This'll come in handy.
We will see if they're able to actually connect that in a fight. And of course, with this Pangolier, that Rolling Thunder, at any point in the game, this Sven will have to pop BKB to potentially survive. Because if you get stunned by the Rolling Thunder into Sharpshooter, Ravage, you will be dying. So that fear alone will make this Sven have to second guess himself in every engagement. And maybe Neon can utilize that if they have the smoke, the vision, the correct kind of setup for an engagement. 4,000 gold lead though for Darling. It just feels like this game's somewhat on autopilot for them. Like they are kind of cruising their way to an eventual win. When this Sven, this Lina, they just get too big for Neon to kill.
That's the thing as well. It took them so long to kill that Sven before, and that's not going to get easier as the game goes on. I mean, sure, Sven's getting damaged next, but well, that means that you can turn around and kill you if you don't deal with them quickly. And I think that's probably why we're seeing this hesitation from Neon, because they just realized that killing this Sven in the middle of a fight would be so hard. And now they go once again onto the Enchantress. They've got the magic damage to blow her up, and that's exactly what they'll do. Nice Ravage though, onto 4. Where's the follow-up though? It's a little bit late. CDR trying to get in and get his damage off. Insanity though pops the God Strength, pops a BKB, starts clicking away at the Jarracopter, but he's losing the fight. CDR doing way more damage. The Sven trying to get himself away, but that Anchor Smash just ruining his game, and now he's dead. Raven also trying to get away from this one as well. Not going to happen. Ken runs him down. This is a fight which Neon were looking for, and they find it. 4 dead. Into the pit they go.
There it is. You know, they find the initiation, the Ravage on 3, and that moment of the Ravage, it looked like there wasn't any follow-up. You both were like, what? And then you see the Rolling Thunder come through, the Sven going in, but the rest of the team going out. And Centaur, his initiation into that fight, he's jumping onto a Titan who Krakens off the stun, and a Jarracopter who's already BKB'd with the Aghanims, the Daedalus, ripping through the team. So for Darleng, it's just quite a disconnected fight. They jump and ench, but then fully turned around. Neon 100% in position. I wanted them to make a move on their own statement. Sure, it was kind of a reaction, but that's the type of reaction that they need. Now they can start controlling the game a little bit more. They have that Aegis. They can muscle up into this Sven a bit more, into the Lina, but yeah, for Darleng, not the cleanest of fights.
Definitely not, no. It's just such a good Ravage initiation from JG, honestly. Like, such a good play. And yeah, the damage reduction on the Sven, he just hits like a puppy. 180% bonus damage to not a lot of damage.
Are they getting Ken?
Not enough. Don't quite have to catch. Oh, they do go for him here. Illusion Rune tries to make things difficult. Doesn't really change much though. Pangolier getting blasted down right now. They will finish the job. JG also in the middle of everything. He's getting beaten up as well. 2 heroes now dead on the side of Neon. They're still looking to turn up this one though. CDR, he wants it, but I don't think he's going to get it. Backing out here, they found Raven on the side, but again, he's a big boy. Another toss back from Jing. Finds the next target. Might pay for his life, but no. Avalanche buys him the space he needs to get himself back, and it's another kill going the way of Darleng. They don't care about no Aegis. They're just going to toss people out of position or Jing. And now with the pause and the ping afterwards as well.
Ooh. That was an insane toss though onto the Pangolier. Like, just to like run that back. They placed the ward in the mid lane, right behind that tree line, to see where the Pangolier is. When they place it, the Pango is already the other side of the tree line. He then walks in front of the trees, sees him, blinks, Pango illusion rune, pops it, and then just tosses one back and goes out. This is the real one. So it's like in the moment, it's like he tosses the, like, imagine if the illusion was slightly different, where it spawns in a different position and it just tanks that toss. Like, that is oof. A little bit of RNG on the illusion spawn to help the tiny, but for Jing to keep looking, to keep hunting, to find it, to then toss back into the Lina hitting the LSA on the shield crash jump forward, because she doesn't put it on herself, she puts it in front of her. I don't know, there's so many small things there, but that could also just been terribly wrong for them. They, like, Tiny could have been underneath a tier 2 and dead. But instead it's like the perfect chain of events for them.
It's a high reward, but you know, Jing's got their numbers. He's playing ping pong. It's Jing ping pong in the middle lane as he's throwing heroes back left, right, and center. Pleasure to watch. And he also had ping issues as well, which is what we're paused for right now. So
I'm checking his ping right now. I'm gonna call him out. What's an acceptable amount of pro ping?
He's gone to Twitch to clip it.
I can't see his ping. God damn it!
I'm trying to dox people.
I can only see the casters.
What's his IPT? Tell us.
Well,
he's back in the game, so hopefully we reconnect in just a second. But I mean, it's so like reckless to go for these plays into the Aegis, but I don't know if reckless is the right word. Like,
oh no, it's like, I think it would be reckless to run into like an enemy triangle where you know they already have existing vision and to not have the correct numbers. But it's calculated when you see heroes show on other waves, and there's that opportunity that if you see a hero bot lane and you're going mid, you know in your mind it's like, if we make the jump and we see that hero, there's like a 3-second window for them to TP and then add an extra second for just, you know, processing the situation, blinking, etc. So anytime you see a hero on any part of the map, you have like minimum 4 seconds to kill that hero, right? So for a Tiny, a Lina, like these heroes, they can kill in 4 seconds. So if they see anything on the minimap, it's why being aware of positioning is so key. Like one misstep and boom, that's 4 seconds dead. Disengage, use that stampede and punish. And for Neon, I don't think they respected that just a little bit. And of course, Pangolier, he did think he was unkillable with that illusion. To be fair, he's not unkillable. He's just farming his own side of the map, right? So I actually just really liked the play. It was very cool.
It was a exemplary move of how to answer an Aegis. When they split out across the map after getting that Aegis, when they try to sort their lanes out, it's often the best time to try and get yourself a pick off and get that timer rolling. Yeah. And of course, the less time you have on the Aegis, it's going to force the enemy team to either make not the best usage of the Aegis, you know, like they don't get the towers they want, they don't get the objectives they want, or possibly force something bad when they get too desperate to make something happen with this Aegis in an unfavorable position. Maybe they give up more of the map than they should because they don't get the lanes out, or maybe they dive too deep trying to find a fight, which isn't going to happen, and all of a sudden you're in a pretty bad situation. So putting on a some nice plays here, Darling, keeping themselves very, very much in the game. I mean, they have the net worth advantage, but Neon have the Aegis. When these heroes are back on the map, which team are you going to be looking to favor in the next fight? Is the Aegis the difference maker?
I think both teams have all the tools to win a team fight. I mean, it might be a cheap answer, but I do think that both teams have the capabilities of it. It really is just like, is Centaur jumping on a hero that enables the Lina to combo or the Sven to initiate? Like, I think it's just about the jump, about the vision at this stage of the game. There is no side that has that, oh, you should auto win a fight at this stage. It really is quite an even game in that regard. I would argue maybe slightly easier for Neon because they have the bigger team fight spells. They've got the Rolling Thunder, the Ravage, the Gyrocopter, the Flat Cannon. Like, it's just easier damage and control to throw out into a fight, whilst Darling's is a little bit more, you know, mechanical. It's, do I find the toss back on a Tiny? Do I hit the LSA? Like, so I think Neon has an easier time taking these fights, but easily either team can just rip through their opponent if they have the correct vision and the correct setup.
Yeah, I think that's execution is a big thing as well. Like, I feel like across the board it's just a little bit easier for Neon. Like, especially looking at this Gyrocopter as well. He can get his damage off so much easier than the Sven can. You know, Sven is one of these heroes which, sure, he has more of it and he can do more damage inside of it. Oh, we find the Centaur getting caught out here. Bushwhack down. Rolling Thunder coming through as well, bouncing off a nice, fortunately placed rock here, but he's going to be able to turn around. Blink, 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 blink. And he blinks away as well. No way, Raven. Oh, he doesn't get away with it.
Oh, come on.
Gets
That would have been
brought
so
down.
cool.
But how much damage did the Hoodwink take just from herself there? It returns a hell of an ability.
About 600, about 857 damage from Blade Mail.
Cool. And return.
Nice. Oh, I've closed the menu. I'm sorry.
Dire's
Useless.
bottom tower is under attack.
Thank you.
All right, well, that'll. I mean, it's one of those things. Like, you'll always take the Centaur kill, but at the same time, does it really get you a whole lot? Not quite yet. Wait for your Hoodwink to respawn and run it down the middle lane. That seems to be the call from Neon right now. What will they get for it? Ravage
Radiant's
available.
middle tower is under
Rolling
attack.
Thunder, going to be off cooldown soon. Pretty low CD ability. Yeah, we know. Comes in from the sidelines with the Flame Cloak. It's a lot of damage onto CDR. And will it defuse the situation? Castaway's here to offer a little bit of healing. He's got the Vampire Fangs as well, which will give him the lifesteal he needs to get himself back up. Vampire Fangs are just so good.
Oh.
Goodbye, Vampire
I just read
Fangs.
we've not even discussed how hard it is for Neon to go high ground. Like,
Radiant's middle
as
tower
much as
is
Neon
under attack.
can win the wider team fight, how scary is it to go high ground as a gyrocopter in this game by yourself, stepping up into what LSA Stomp, God Strength, Laguna Blade, the Flame? Like, there's so much single target pick off that stepping up into a tier 3 area.
Has fallen.
I think the Aegis will be everything, and I think potentially what we might see from Neon here is this Aegis is expiring in a minute. Maybe they take this top tier 2, but they'll probably be farming and looking to only play the wider map until the next Aegis comes into play. Because I think going up the high ground without an Aegis on this gyrocopter, you are pretty much asking to give Radiant all the chances to get back into this game. As they get back into this game, they are 2k up, but you can see that Neon owns the majority of the map. Okay, let me rephrase that. Get back into the map. There we go.
Yeah, be the aggressive team. that they
Yeah.
can be. Right now they're playing
Radiant's
defensive, and
top
they don't
tower
like it one
is
bit.
under attack.
They want to be biting.
Dire's bottom
CDR
tower is under attack.
taking the final outer tower. I don't think there's going to be much to stop him. So good use of this Aegis. Just 15 seconds left. Trapping's coming out, but Darleng not really looking to try and go for the
Fallen.
clutch Aegis cooldown play. They'll let that tier 2 fall and accept that they
Dire's
don't own any
bottom
tier
tower
2s
is
anymore.
under attack.
An instant smoke up post Aegis. Okay. They're
Right?
trying to cut off. Oh, another pause. I'll be real, mate. I'm sorry, Jing. I know you got internet issues, but you're really killing the mood of my game right now.
The Jing ping, it's quite annoying.
Oh, they're even speaking to their community. Sorry, darlings.
Everybody's loving this joke, it seems. Everybody.
I'm gonna Google the lore of Darling. Is it just maybe like an SEA way of saying, like, not saying Darling, but like one of those, like, they've just worded it, spelt it this way as like their thing to put a spin on it type of thing?
Oh, it could be. Yeah, I see what you're trying to say. Like a slangification of the word Darling.
Yeah. I believe they're all from the Philippines, right? All right, so let me go to Philippines. I'm doing my Googling mid-pause.
All right, you do that. I'll have a look at some items. Anything particularly exciting? No, nothing at all. Nothing we haven't already spoken about. I guess the Eternal Shroud on... I mean, we've seen Eternal Shroud in every offlaner at this point. Pangolier Aghanims, that's somewhat something we haven't really looked at too much. But
We're
have
just
seen it.
silly.
What's up?
I believe it just means it's just darling. It's just a
Just their way of saying darling. Okay, excellent.
no.
Okay.
So when I put it into Google Translate in Filipino, it suggests to change it to Chinese simplified and says darling is darling. But when I click the simplified version, it then bugs out again. So I'm just gonna blindly assume that it is just darling, but like a slang term in Filipino is my gut guess.
Indeed.
Someone in chat's probably like, you are so far wrong, but they're speaking in a way where it sounds like it's darling.
Ooh, jump over in the
Kind of a
jungle
cool name.
here as the Tiny tries to connect, but Actually has to run himself away. No, Storm was trying to connect onto the Tiny, as it turns out. So, Neon making their presence known on the bottom side of the map. Darleng going to respond with a big wraparound. Middle lane shoving in there. They need to do something about this, and the Sven is just going to cut through it. Ping's coming out from Neon. They know that they were smoked here. They caught it. Now, two of them up to the top lane. Want to just play defensive by the looks of it. I mean, if Darlings strike now, it could be very awkward because Neon just aren't together.
Radiant are
Be the perfect time
skirmishes.
for them to catch somebody if they know it. One hero left behind. It will be Bombi. See you later, buddy.
To another.
Radiant's
Drill
courier
down.
has been killed.
And wow, Jing
Roshan
immediately
might-
through the portal. They want to keep the pressure coming in. I mean, if they wrap around on CDR here, this could be a very big move.
Especially if Sven shows bottom, right? Like Sven kind of gives the illusion that they're still positioned
Yeah.
bottom whilst they're going top. Will they be able
have
to
the
find anything
damage,
though?
I don't know if they've got enough to bring down CDR here. Honestly. Jing's going to start the fight. He goes onto the Enchantress and just kind of drags back the Gyro into the rest of his team. But JG is here as well. So if they do want to commit to this, which they will,
Ravage
the
on
Ravage
Lina.
comes through. They've caught out the Lina. They're going for Jing though. I mean, CDR not really taking any damage here. Lina just using the Laguna Blade for the charges to try and fly herself away. And she will get out in the tree lines here. Desanity coming in though, looking for the Gyrocop to get some stun off. Raven's here as well. The damage coming in. A big crit helps out. And CDR goes down. Desanity gets the enemy carry on the sidelines though. Carlo very, very low, but they're just going to get another kill onto the mid laner this time as well. 3 dead on the side of Neon. Not a clean fight at all from the side of Neon.
You know, everything just felt like it was used independently, right? Like you're ravaging Alina, but there's not the flat cannon top. There's no rolling thunder to carry through. There's just nothing, and because of that, you know, Darling are able to just unpick the fight, decide who they want to go on. Ben, he rocks up quite late to the engagement, but it plays into their favor. He gets to see
Yeah.
absolutely everything and then pick on the perfect target. You mentioned that teamfight should in theory be slightly easier for Neon, but if they miss their big spells, and of course just the raw damage that Darling have is going to shine in the fights. And Satanic now complete on the Sven.
Tower is under attack.
He's going to be incredibly hard to 100-0 him. I just don't think he dies in a single Ravage. 4,000 HP, 38 armor when he activates that war cry. Throwing some life still on top.
Jeez, Bombi.
Has fallen.
They are tickling them at most.
I mean, this Clyde Hoodwink doing a little bit more than I was expecting, but still at the same time. The tower is already gone. 2 tier 2s taken, only 1 remaining. But does look like Neon is setting up for defense on this one. Raven going on the wave. Wow, CDR, no chill whatsoever. Just blasting the wave in front of their faces. Showing that he is not afraid. There is no Ravage
That's
right
right,
now,
Jar.
though. I kind of feel like Darling could have taken that bait and been okay with it, but leave that one up to retrospect.
Neon, they are close to some big items. Pangler soon has the Basher. CDR soon has the Gyrocopter soon has Satanic. And Tidehunter the Shivas. So every core on Neon is about to get quite a big item for their hero to enter the fight. Of course,
That's what I
the
mean.
Pangolier
Like,
with the Basher, stopping a right click is going to be so key through that BKB.
that gyro showing on the bottom wave when the entirety of Darling was there. Like, do you feel like other teams would have gone for that kill? Because you know that they've been knocked off pace a little bit on their timings, and you know that Ravage is down.
It could also just be like a wasted move, right? Like, you know Roshan's respawning soon, and you know it's not up yet. So taking a fight when it's not up, you're not going to get Roshan straight away after. So it's kind of like an empty fight. Like, it's a kill for satisfaction rather than a known objective, and that's probably why they might
Raven
take a step
misses the
back.
jump. Nice blink away from Ken. He's so good with those. Missile does land. Shows them not a whole lot of information there. Bombi also initiating onto Jing. Jing, they just want to keep this Blink Dagger on cooldown. Keep this tiny low, stop them being able to engage on the fight. JG gets stunned up by Raven. poking him, prodding him. Now they're really going in, trying to take down the Titan. The Ravage comes out, but the BKBs are all down from the side of Darleng. So they're going to be okay. And CDL just shredded. He tries to go fight with a Sven, and Sven's absolutely game for it. But now he's getting blasted at Castaway here. Castaway, the real carry with the impetus, is taking down the enemy carry. Now looking towards Jing as well. Jing trying to get himself away on the sidelines. Does get himself to safety as Carlo just letting it go in the middle of the fight. And he's actually doing a good job of taking down Ken here. Ken gets thrown back into the mix. Taken down the Pangolier as well. There are no calls in this fight anymore. It's all about the supports as Castaway just ripping through everyone. Sorry, Raven is still around here, and he's going to be able to finally finish off this goddamn Enchantress who's just been carrying the fight for Neon. And now Bombi hiding in the trees, trying to juke him around. They catch a glimpse though. Bombi gets himself out by the looks of it, although they're still chasing Jing. Does not want to give up the chase. And he will not be finding it. Hoodwink gets out. Oh my god, what a bloodbath that engagement was.
Yeah, I think this Gyrocopter, he desperately needs the Satanic. He tries to step up in the fight. He tries to hold his ground, but he just cannot go toe for toe with Sven. He doesn't have a Butterfly. He doesn't have a Satanic. He has no way to mitigate the raw damage that Sven can provide. And because of that, sure, Sven eventually goes down, but there was plenty of damage still in the tank for Radiant. Carlo, you know, letting it rip with his freezing field the entire time. I think for Neon, if only they had a Satanic, if only this, if only that, but for Darleng, they are, I mean, they're pretty happy with that fight, but it's who really goes to Roshan first. Has respawned. Neither team really has big cooldowns to wait for. Everything's now going to be back up. 45 seconds for the Ravage. That's potentially one, yeah. Will be up if Darleng just delay this this Roshan, but it doesn't look like either team's, you know, rushing there straight away. They are slowly moving towards the top left hand corner of the map, sorry. But Ravage is 30 seconds away. And Satanic is now complete from Gyrocopter. So it's still going to be a little bit awkward though. Like not having any, sure he has Evasion of Elven Tunic. It's going to help a little bit, but he has to be careful. Like this Satanic could still give him like a little bit of false hope and actually how tanky he is. But he'll be able to last longer than 3 seconds than he did in the last fight. Maybe now 6.
No, I think if he doesn't die in the first 3 seconds, then he lives through the fight with Satanic. So at least for the first usage or so, that's what I imagine will go down. But they are in the pit right now. God Strength not being used just yet, but he might be considering it because Roshan is getting so very low. But in they come, Smoke gonna get popped. JG with the Shiva's gonna give them the vision. Roshan very low indeed. They're not committing to it yet. And in comes Raven. BKB out from CDR, though. Very, very quick on that one. Ravage not really connecting onto many as Jing runs away on the sidelines here. Raven still getting chased down by Ken as Yaoi on the sidelines pops a BKB, unleashes onto the Gyrocopter. Now his BKB is over. He's in some real trouble. He's going to get finished off by Raven in the back line. So Sven survived through it all, and now they can turn around and take down the Pango. Sven yields up into the air. JG needs to finish the job. Bombi's trying to do it here, but he doesn't have the damage. The Sven gets thrown across towards Castaway. Castaway's gone as well. The Sven lives through it all. And Neon, there's only one survivor. It is Bombi again, back-to-back, living through the fights. JG, he's also around as well, but he's just kind of a lone watermelon rolling through the wasteland, rolling through the corpses of his teammates, and unable to do a goddamn thing.
Alright, I will apologize. I did give out a little giggle because when you look at the Gyro's death summary, I don't know if you can see it on Observer Cam. You know how we said about how long he'll live? No, we need the Gyrocopter. Wait, is that Gyrocopter? It is. That is Gyrocopter. Sorry, that's Gyrocopter. My bad, script. My bad. That's 6 seconds, by the way. Technically, on my screen, there's damage on the 6th second on my screen. So he lasts 6 seconds. Just saying, you asked how long he'd live with Satanic. I said 6 seconds. That's basically 6 seconds. I'm pretty proud of myself.
All right.
Well, here. I'm a mic drop real quick.
Scriff, that's up to you. Give us a sign if you think he's right, and give us a sign if you think he's wrong. Oh, he's right. He's right. He gets
Let's go.
Big dub, boss man.
Thanks, mate.
But, I mean, another bad fight for Neon, and all of a sudden they're knocked down heavily this time around. A 14k gold advantage now gained from the side of Darleng. This one is going to be much harder to come back from as well. We are no longer locked in a stalemate. In fact, we're looking at Darleng potentially looking to push the high ground, potentially. Or they're just going to keep them inside the base for 5 minutes and farm up a ton of gold. That's also an option for them as well. Looking at their heroes, do you feel like they have any reservations about taking this one super late?
I don't think Radiant has any problems. The longer this game goes, pretty much all heroes can become a core on their own, right? Like CM can get some BKBs and blinks, and Tiny's gonna scale to do some Ags probably down the line. So I don't think, yeah, they are perfectly fine taking this late game on Radiant. Dire, they could fall off a little bit. Of course, Gyrocopter, I think, until you get maybe like Rapier territory, then it can be a little bit difficult the later it goes. But I gotta give a mention to Jing. He went for that third item, Wind Waker. We saw it in that previous fight when that Ravage came on top of that Sven. He instantly Wind Wakered him, allowed for, or it was on the Lina, sorry, but allowed for time just to reset that engagement for a second and then process the fight. And
yeah, he also.
Yeah, I think Jing, he's been playing incredibly well so far.
Yeah, he also Wind Wakered the Sven when he was close to death, and then blinked on him and tossed him away to the Enchantress as well.
Yeah.
So that was pretty hype.
Like for Neon, their fight, they really need to find a way to Ravage. They need to like control the Sven, but not try and kill him, right? Like you need to kill off the Lina, the Tiny, get these key players out of the fight. And unfortunately, yes, the repercussion is some 5,000 HP Sven and what's it, Centaur is going to rip through at different points. But you need to pick your battles and choose who you can actually kill realistically. And right now, I don't know if they have the damage to kill off a Sven by himself with his team helping him. But you can kill off a Tiny, you can kill off a Lina. We'll see if they do change up who they're jumping.
Very interesting to me, Castaway with his neutral choice went for the Rattle Cage on the Enchantress. 12 armor enough to take a damage from any source. You fire 2 random enemy projectiles which slow them and deal a bit of damage.
He might just want to be able to survive the Sven, right?
It's
like he's just trying to get...
Sven, isn't it? Yeah. Like if he can survive through
and
that
also,
initial burst, then Hurricane Pike comes off afterwards and the Sven's fight is much harder.
Look at Gyrocopter. He just bought a Blink Dagger at the 41-minute marks. We're talking about like survivability, tankiness. He's gone for like the high execution. Let me just blink dodge the Sven stun, or let me blink onto whoever gets ravaged. Like he knows that he needs to get damage out, and he's been out of not out of position, but there's been a disconnect between the Tide and the Gyro. He buys a Blink Dagger, maybe goes for a Swift Blink. That is going to be a devastating flat cannon if they find the Ravage now. Ideally post Aegis. I don't think Neon wants to fight into the Aegis, but you can at least see Neon answering some of the problems that they've been facing due to their misexecution.
I still feel like the damage might be enough, might not be enough from CDR, and he feels that way as well. Rapier queued up for CDR, and I think we're getting to that point, honestly.
Sell the Tread, sell the Falcon, get a Rapier, pray for a good tier 4.
Absolutely. And send your Aegis carrier off with the Sentry. Or the gem.
Can he use his tier 4 though? Like, he's not using a tier 4 right now, and there's one in base. Like, does he just hate his tier 4 options, or is he just
and said, yeah, this evasion, give me that 16%?
Yeah, that's fair. He's still rocking the tunic.
It's no joke. Baby butterfly. Ooh,
no, it's pretty good. Oh, hold up.
Ooh, BKB out from Yahweh as well. Okay, all right. Everybody a bit antsy, it seems. I feel like he really believed in that LSA landing. Was ready to commit. Give CDR the left-right uppercut. Out of the game.
Oh, someone just tweeted me about what Darleng means.
Oh, excellent. You go read that. I'll watch these guys sit outside the enemy base for the next...
So basically, Yahweh speaks a local language, and Darleng is only Darling in that local language or dialect, which is Yahweh's. So confirmed, it is Darling.
That's why Yahweh's calling
English.
everybody darling. Great, okay.
Or Darling, yeah. So thank you very much.
So basically, one person in that village
Severed.
accidentally misspelt Darleng, and then just committed to the bit, and everyone got on board. And
I think it's a wonderful word. I'm a big fan. I like the word.
I love
I like teams that have nice names. I don't want, what's it called? What, Div 2 Hustlers or whatever we had in Europe. Boring. I want these wonderful, beautiful words. These are nice.
Div 2 Hustlers, Div 1 Hustlers. Yeah. Never made it to be major hustlers, sadly.
Are scanning.
Because they had bad names, mate, that's all.
True. Smoke out. The Aegis is gone. The reins have come off the Neon. Shackles untied. What are they going to do now that they're with their taste of freedom? Yaoi
Dire's bottom
not be the
tower is
target.
under attack.
This Hoodwink is taking up a lot of farm on this map, which kind of makes sense because she can just do it so freely. Nullifier and Gleipnir picked up. Pretty crazy. I mean, the damage you get from Nullifier is obviously great for clearing waves, but also taking off some of these buffs. Answering the Wind Waker. Pretty big. Actually, can you use through Nullifier debuff? I feel like you can't.
No, you cannot. Sven Axe can also.
Oh, that's a Sven! That's a big boy! But the BKB comes up in time. They don't commit with a follow-up stun, but it is a BKB. And now I feel like if you're Neon right now, you're banging that war drum, you're getting down and onto the map because your the enemy Sven has no BKB, but he does have a refresher orb. Could all be a bait. They're not careful. They would have seen it though. They would have seen it.
Yeah, and that's why they're not going to be running out. Like, sure, you force out a BKB, but this Sven will not be afraid to pop that refresher instantly. He doesn't care about having double the BKB duration right now. It's just if there's a fight, he's going to take it. Neon, they seem to be looking for it. Both teams have high ground wards here.
Which is fair.
And Raven, he found the jump.
He did. Onto the Enchantress, almost taken out entirely. No way she lives from this. She does. She's going to survive. But actually, Raven, he's taking some heavy chunks of damage in response. CDR tears him a new one. And now they go chasing in for more. It is under enemy vision, but they're going to deward it. I mean, look at this. A whole team stopping to get rid of that high ground vision. This is just such disciplined play from Neon.
The Ent should at least die there, but Yaoi did misclick his E-Blade. Also, E-Blade the Centaur, right? Instead of the Enchantress there. A little bit awkward. Again, nice from Neon there to play onto their wards.
And Castaway has also got the Aeon Disc speed up as well. So
Ooh, the 40 HP.
Ooh, they find it. Toss back on
No.
to Castaway up on the top side. And now in comes CDR, going for the play onto Jing. Jing trying to chase down JG here as well. Ravage is available, but not connecting right now. But they find the Sanity on the sidelines. He's going to be able to go for the TP out. Oh, the bash from the Agnons from the Pangolier. Oh no, Sven. You're not going anywhere. Basher paying off hugely for Ken.
The Ench living on 50 HP, the Hoodwink living on 50 HP, Lina kind of dragging heroes around the map, and then meanwhile, the Sven just left by himself. The entire time Centaur's been dead. You know, Darling, they're making so many moves, but Neon is like, alright, sure, fine, we'll just kill the Sven. And they got to calm down just a little bit. Getting a little bit carried away there. You know, Lina, he's got E-Blade, he's got Timeless Relic, he's got the Flame Cloak, he does so much damage, but missing about 100 or 2 drops of it. And I think because he's probably going, I nearly killed him, he's probably saying so much stuff like this. The Sven probably just kind of lost track on what he was really trying to do. And Neon, on the other hand, they're just focused right now. Like, any opportunity to find a hero, they're going to go, especially when a big player like Raven is not in play with his BKB, his Heart, his Kaya Sanj. It is going to give confidence for Neon to make these moves that they haven't before. And now that Roshan's up, the Aghanims, the Aegis, the Cheese, the 48-minute Roshan, the one where Gyrocopter was thinking about a Rapier, but no, he's gone back for that Swift Blink because the game stabilized just a little bit from that over-aggression. I don't think anyone really expected Neon to be able to truly obtain this Aegis.
Honestly, no.
There it is.
So good. And now you're also looking at Bombi, who just got another cash injection. So, sorry, my POS 4 Hoodwink is now the 4th richest hero in the game. I guess that's what POS 4 means. I didn't know that.
This would have been one of those cool plays where it's like you give it to the Gyrocopter, you let him sell his Axe for 2k gold, Ench does now finally die.
Yeah, no misclicks today. A little bit of chain lockdown coming out. Oh, actually, maybe not. Wind Waker might buy Tiny the space he needs. Ken kind of getting stuck with the clubs on the sidelines. They've blown up the Gyrocopter for the first time. He's going to come back from the dead, though, as meanwhile, Tiny is just getting blasted down. Bobby's going to grab that kill. Gyrocopter coming back in to join his team. Aegis very short-lived, and they only get a Tiny for it. And it costs them a buyback as well on the Ench. So really not feeling this series of events as Darling strike back pretty hard. Bombi chasing super hard here. And manages to connect here.
Yeah, the 4-star Finick limit.
Carlo. Whoa, refresher pops from the Sven. He's looking for the entry point. His Blink's off cooldown. He could go for this right now, and he's going to go for it. Looking on to Ken. Ken not going to die quite yet, trying to get himself away. He's got a yield, but when he comes back down, there's no one here to help him out. This Pangolier might well just be gone. See you later, buddy.
Huh? I feel like the way that Darleng's playing is so obnoxious with that constant, like, hunger for a pick-off that if we see you, we're going to use our spells on you attitude. And Neon, they're falling victim to it. Sure, he has the axe, the invis, he can disengage. Neon just fully ditched their gyrocopter there. In mid lane, gyrocopter's by himself, isolated. The Sven kills him off. Aegis gets removed. Then they run across the entire map to the Radiant side into Radiant Vision, and then isolating gyrocopter once more as they take a fight inside the lane. The gyrocopter dies in 2-3 seconds. Like, Lina does so much damage.
100 magic damage in 2 seconds. All right,
like,
cool.
You have a refresher on the Lina. Like, it is...
Whatever.
Yet to use this word in the cast, I think, but I'm a little bit flabbergasted that Neon have decided to do some of the moves that they've made in this game.
Absolutely flabbergasted. It's, well, Aegis overconfidence really hitting in hard, and now you've got Raven on your high ground. 5.6k HP Centaur, smacking away a tower, Sven behind him, Lina behind him. Yeah, it's looking tricky. Fresh robs on both. These BKBs just so damn important. Gob strength used, tower, it's gonna fall quickly. That big sword doesn't mess around. It's only a tower. But still, it's more than that. It's a statement, T-Governor.
Is this the type of game where you just go like Rapier Aeon Disc on Gyrocopter?
Yes.
Like, you go for some full, if I combo break you once, I can then black and go back on you type of thing. Like, he's looking for a Lincoln's. I just feel with E-Blade Refresh, like, he's like, this Lina's going to be able to use one of his spells twice to pop it once and then combo after, right? And also LSA doesn't require a Lincoln's, so I'm a little bit concerned just on that one.
Finally went for his tier 4 item on the Gyro, though. He did get a Mind Breaker, so actually pretty good.
I feel like the Hoodwink's trying to step up to be the carry as well. He's looked at his Gyro in the last like 2-3 fights. Look at him. There's a brooch online. He's like convincing CDR, hey CDR, mate, you should buy a Rapier. Trust me, great Rapier Gyro game. He does that. 2 team fights later, suddenly the Hoodwink's now the real carry. I can see it. Sure, Scriff sees it too. Everyone right now just wants this to occur. Let's demote CDR from POS 1 and let's upgrade Bombi.
It's what I asked for.
It's the only way, guys.
That's what I said.
Oh damn, it is.
Imagine you drop the Rapier, you just move to the PC of whoever has the Rapier.
Oh, both teams posturing in the river.
Big time. Sven gonna go in on this one right now, but Castaway, he's caused them a lot of issues getting down to the low ground as CDR gets on top of Alina. Alina, Refresher, BKB, Ethereal Blade, everything to keep herself alive, and she is gonna be able to get herself out one despite the big old anchor following her around, but they're still chasing. That homing missile is leading them exactly where they need to go. Bye-bye, Yahweh. Desanity looking for the options here. Refresher, stun onto 2, finds them in the backlines, takes down the Enchantress, now looking towards CDR as well. CDR trying to keep himself alive, but the Satanic not gonna do nearly enough. Needs to get himself away now. Keep yourself away from the Sven. As the clone gonna oh, that's not a clone. That's a real one. As Pompey's just gonna get blasted. Sorry, Rose just standing there and taking it. There was nothing else to do in that situation, I guess. As top side tied on the run. The buyback Lina chasing them down. Buyback available on everybody except Enchantress and the Tidehunter. So this is actually the biggest kill of the fight if he does go down. JG though,
oh, he went left.
Juking him, left, right, TP. Oh, he's out.
That fight again, it looks so good for Neon, but you're going to be asking yourself the question, where's Gyrocopter? Where's the damage? It just, the entire game, it just feels like it's been absent. He did 8,000 damage that fight, but it really just didn't feel like it. The Sven, for context, did 9,900. Like, the Gyro is doing stuff, but just into how tanky Radiant is, it doesn't really matter. They're brushing it off with ease through lifesteal or just kiting back.
Yeah, the Gyrocopter's just spreading his damage nicely across the piece of toast. A nice even spread, but Svenny's just dumping it in the middle. And that's what matters. Raven, again, so tanky. 7k HP with these stacks up on double edge. Taken away by Bombi. AG, gotta give him an anchor. Good Wink Blast coming through as well.
Double force.
Another one coming through. This time landing onto the Sven. Ken, rolling in the front lines. He's just Ken. He's enough to scare them away for now.
Okay, sure. Just Lagoonering a random acorn. I heard that and I instantly panicked. I started pressing F1, which is select hero. I kind of like PTSD just clicked my own hero. Like, oh, okay. No, I can see how this Darling team, it's like they're obnoxious to play against. They're aggressive. They're not as like obviously clean as some of the other teams in like their, you know, how many mistakes that they make, minimizing errors and stuff. But the type of Dota they play easily, I can see why they were a single game away from qualifying to Epic League just, you know, days prior, and how sure they're in the lower bracket, but they are consistently going to cause upsets and
they're fun. They're a fun team to
yeah,
watch.
no, this is like at any minute I just feel like someone's going to blink in and just try and do something.
Ben's going for the Superman, I think. Yes, sir. Gobbled up that Aghanim, swallowed it whole.
No, he is quite a big lad, he is.
That extra step and mobility is going to make a big difference in these fights, I feel. Especially with a refresher as well. Like being able to
This double Wind Waker won't
relocate
feel so
onto
good.
Those new heroes, yeah. And wow, they are.
It helps that he has the Swift Blink, so... Oh, they're just going straight for the buildings.
God strength. Hello, up to the high ground we go. Knock, knock. Anybody home? The answer's no. Barracks starting to fall. Top lane disappearing. JG comes in. He's going to give him the anchor. Of course, BKB does not take that off, so it's a little awkward. He's going to kind of just standing here on the high ground. Double BKB going to have to be used. And still, that anchor just continuing to chase and give him vision. Finally, Sven will be able to fully disengage from this one, but now he's used Refresher Up, used both BKBs. I don't think he can be on the map anymore.
Oh, just such a bold, like, run and gun play, right? It's just in,
Fun team.
melee Rex, out.
Yeah.
Beep, beep, you lost your axe, and then, yeah, but Roshan, minute 10 respawn, so they're going to have BKBs back online. They're going to have everything available after this, you know, very high-paced melee Rax play.
Yeah, Refresher Orb will be back up again. Not quite, actually.
Okay, no, this could be Rapier Gyrocopter for this fight. He is very, very close. Especially if he sells his treads, he has it.
Yeah, pretty cheap item.
And I think for
honestly.
Gyrocopter, he cannot be in a position where the Sven is able to understand the fight and blink onto him. He needs to see the Sven blink first and use Stormhammer, which will then give him, you know, a good 12-second window for either the Stormhammer to come back up again to then Ags jump across to then give him free access to the fight. But there it is. He now has the Rapier.
He's got it. Buying it from
But
buying a
he
rapier
has
from
to
the
go
enemy
second.
secret shop as well is yeah.
It's powerful.
Oh,
You
no.
either ravage the Sven and you jump in, or you see the Sven jump and you go. But like this Gyrocopter, he has a Rapier, he has now damage, but there is so much pressure on him to understand how to enter this fight because he has had no real entry to any fight so far, and Titan is in the middle of
my
everything
God.
right now.
Down to 1,000 HP straight off the bat. Raven 1,500 HP. I want to see how quickly this Gyrocopter kills the Centaur, because I have a feeling it's not very quickly.
This is where Centaur goes back to buy the Blade Mail.
Yeah.
Buy his second Blade Mail of the
Not even
game.
kidding. I mean, I don't think he's got the slots for it, is the only issue, unless he wants to just get rid of his boots and
or
just be a big
just-
blob.
You TP and you backpack your boots and you become the blob. I'm down.
I'm here for it.
All right.
Roshan up for grabs. Darling.
Does anyone need Ags on the Radiant team? Don't really care about it on Centaur. CM would love it if she got a free BKB, but also she'll just die to this Rapier anyway, so she doesn't want to stand her ground. It's kind of cute and tiny.
Give me the centaur. Give me workhorse.
Yeah, you could pick
please.
up the Lena, I guess. Where's it going?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, workhorse. Dude, bring this Crystal Maiden freezing field through the fight.
Okay, I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
All right, quick chat prediction. The first workhorse of the game, big success or big failure? Which one is it going to be? This spell, is one of the most volatile spells in the game. It is either, oh my god, such insane impact, or it's underwhelming. There is no in
thing
between.
is-
You don't have an average workhorse.
At this point in the game, when you're this jacked, it's kind of as much about shoving someone in your little cart as it is about getting yourself a one-man stampede. The damage.
You know
is
what's
no
also
joke.
important at this stage of the game? Tier 5 neutral items, baby.
Woo!
Gyrocopter. He got the
Game
pirate
three
hat. He
for
has
us,
attack
and we
speed.
hit it.
More damage. He's gonna crit. He's gonna do damage. He's jumping in on the Tidehunter.
Jesus, so Crystal Maiden.
Oh, let's see
She's
it.
just gone. All
Right.
right.
More tier 5s coming out. Mirror shield on the hoodwink. Okay.
Bombay, the second to carry, ready to pick up that rapier.
Reflector spell. Important. What are we saying? Anything else yet? Don't think we've had any for... Okay, we've got 2 for... Sven and
Sven's
Lena are currently
deciding.
pondering. We are yet to decide or see where they go.
Apex.
Indeed. Apex. Okay, a little bit tankier. Sure.
A bit of extra
Yeah,
damage
well,
on
he's
the
still
top, that's
pondering.
not good.
He's spent the longest so far in the game thinking about his tier 5. He's like, but I really like my relic, guys. Do I really want this?
Okay, predict what he's going to go for. I'm saying Seer Stone.
The Book of Shadows.
You're
I don't know.
correct.
I'm just running for out a name.
Yeah, he gets Book of Shadows. Force Boots. That was my second guess.
Ooh. Yeah, it's a shame that we don't see the options. It
I
makes
bet
predicting it's
you
much
he was choosing
easier.
between Seer Stone and Force Boots. I bet so much more.
Yeah, that makes sense. Giant's Ring Raven. Oh my god, he's such...
Big.
He's large and in
Jesus.
charge.
It doesn't even work. First person mode is struggling.
Just wait for CM to spawn and then see them next to each other.
He's 7,000 HP without a single charge of Double Edge.
All right, so just to give, so we refresh everyone. CM went for Magic Lamp, so of course if she falls low, she'll have that extra kind of lease of life with the 1200
Unwavering
burst.
condition
Book of
on
Shadows on the
Enchantress.
tiny. And
I love
My
Unwavering.
God.
This is the first time I've ever seen Unwavering Condition. So it's 95% magic resistance, but your max health is set to 1,800. And it cannot be changed.
he's just gonna die to a Sven.
No, he's not. Raven jumped
That's
to it. He
a
just
centaur.
does nothing. That is unreal. Now CDR unleashed you onto the Sven. Sven is gone forever. He has the buyback, but my God, he just got eliminated from the earth. Yowie trying to run away on the sidelines here. Will be able to get away with that Aegis intact. And now they look over towards Jing as well. Jing with the Book of Shadows. He's living on borrowed time right now, but blinks away down to the low ground. Might actually just be able to get out of this one still. He's got the Wind Waker backup off cooldown. They cannot get any more from this. The initiation
Wait.
onto the Wavering Condition was absolutely terrible. Castaway, you genius.
Think about it, Noma. Think about it, all right? So with magic, so he doesn't die to the Centaur, the Lena, right? And now he has to, the only way for him to actually die is proccing the Aeon Disc and then killing him. If he only had Unwavering and no Aeon, I would be like, this is kind of bad, right? Sven will just look at him once in the fight, BKB kill him, right? But if he has that Aeon Disc, he survives for 2.5 seconds, then he's able to maybe heal up again, disengage. It's a little bit memey, for sure, but it's going to force Sven to have to think about Enchantress, because no one else in the game now has the physical damage to actually kill off this Enchantress. So Sven's job is to kill the Gyrocopter, but also kill the support Ench that, yeah, fair play. It's going to be a...
If Raven
Kinda
just
hype,
clicks
but-
him once, though, surely it triggers the Aeon Disc at least, right?
He's going to have to do at least 2 or 3 right clicks, I think.
You
Because don't forget, he's going to have like heal running with the untouchable. Like, you're going to have to like,
Yeah, the Untouchable's a big thing, actually. He needs, like...
But if you BKB, either
Needs to-
way, this unwavering
needs a
thing,
moonshot on the
because it's an
Centaur.
Ench, and I kind of hate unwavering. I think conceptually it's hype, but just the application is one of those items where it's, if it's too good, it's broken, and if it's in its current position, it's just a bit just shit, putting it bluntly. But for Ench, with the Aeon Disc against the 4 magic damage dealers with only a Sven, like, this is like a rare game where it feels kind of good just to force the narrative of the Sven's initiation, right?
What's the end?
I'm still down to watch Castaway get deleted in like 3 hits, by the way. Like,
Yeah, there's no nullifiers.
Either way, we
around
have a
though,
smoke
so
up.
It's very, very difficult. Yes, we do. Raven once again starting the fight onto Ken. Ken's ready though, and he gets off the Rolling Thunder, and now Raven, he's the one just getting blasted down by CDR and by Bombi. Bye, Raven. 7k HP. Who cares?
I mean, Gyrocopter better start digging with that pirate hat. He's not being efficient right now.
6,500 damage dealt from Gyrocopter onto that.
Oh, Sven's in.
They found Sven! They found Sven! Big target! BKB does come out in time though, and now he turns around, starts chunking in CDR. CDR's got the Satanic running. Ravage comes through, not going to be there in time though. The double BKB buys Insanity the time he needs to just survive through this all at the moment, and now they're going to back themselves away. But in they go.
Ravage on
Second
3.
Ravage comes on down. They've caught out the Sven. Sven all tied together by the Bushwhack as well. The Yules is there onto him, but is it just delaying the inevitable? The link it down on CDR means he's not even going to get stunned up. Kited, killed off, down he goes. Workhorse doesn't deliver, and now well in from the sidelines. Yao's gonna be able to take down one with the help of Jing, but they've lost Raven again. Dieback on the Centaur. Buyback is available on the Sven, but it's so difficult. He doesn't have BKB, he doesn't have God Strength. Gyrocopter, the unkillable damage machine on the front lines.
Yo, the Aeon Disc on Ench didn't even get procced in that entire fight. Ben just did not go near this Enchantress. Not a single drop of magic damage is going to hurt this Enchantress, and the entire time just boom, damage. He did what? He did, you know, a decent 4.5k, but yeah, this Gyrocopter. Finally, we've been asking, where is the Gyrocopter this entire game? He gets the Raper, he gets the Pirate's hat.
Oh,
He's able to do absolutely everything for his team.
Bombi, oh, the Yules, it dodges out the Laguna Blade. They don't have the damage to finish the job, and look at the rainbows coming for Jing. Jing with the buyback, coming back into the game. They got a delay. 24 seconds on God's Strength. The BKB up at the same time as well, but meanwhile, your base is just getting stomped on like an angry child. Paper mache hat. Middle barracks gone.
No
up to the
Raven.
top side. Buyback is there from the Sven, actually. Laguna Blade. It does
0
nothing.
damage.
Aeon Disc still up. Oh, this Euclid
Alright, we
item
might
is
have...
absolutely
Okay, hold up, though.
ridiculous.
This game could become quite a... We'll see what Neon's doing, but there's a massive creep wave on top, so if Neon overcommit here, you might see some bots too, base race shenanigans, so keep an
Eyes
eye out. This
open.
game isn't over yet.
Just ready.
They don't have the money to buy boots or travel, though.
Fortification from the Radiant is still
And the Lena's
available,
TP'd in. They're going
crucially.
for the race. Do they have any TP cancels?
They are. I mean, are they even aware? Neon, they need to go for this right now. The Ancient is exposed.
They have fortified.
CDR, he's dealing with it, but the fortification, it's there. The sanity, Yowie, they're going to do it. There's no fortification on the title. What can you do? Oh my God. Darleng.